How gangs are destroying our youth. My name is Bryson Hennings. First, let's talk about the definition of gangs. Gangs, individuals who adopt a group identity in order to create an atmosphere of fear or intimidation. Gangs will gangs will increase their reputations or increase their intimidation by committing crimes such as robbery, murdering, and even using violence. Gangs will also use weapons like firearms and knives to increase their intimidation. In all 50 states around the country, all 50 states have reported gang problems. And even in Chicago and Los Angeles, mainly half of the homicides were caused by gang violence from 2009 to 2012. Many gangs will use symbols by using their fingers to represent their gangs, slogans, logos, or even slang. The gang symbols in this picture right here are used by the infamous Blood and Crip gang members. Bloods were founded in LA in 1972. Crips were founded in 1969 in LA. This goes to show how long gangs have been around in this country, and how it seems like they're never going to stop growing, aren't they? Some gang members will even use tattoos to represent their gang, to represent their gangs, or even their style of clothing, like to represent their colors or their reputation. There are so many gangs around the world that even our young children are being influenced to join them. Gangs are very popular, especially in this decade. Many young adults or young children are being influenced by current gang members, their friends, or even just out of curiosity together. Young children, especially in this photo, should not be worried about joining the gang. They should be worrying about getting an education and seeing what they want to do in the future. Joining the gang, especially at a young age, will not give you any beneficial value whatsoever. And even in today's music is influencing our children to join it. In this album called Bloods and Crips, Banging on Wax, the rappers or artists in this album talk about the crime that they do to increase their gang's intimidation or atmosphere of fear, which children should not be taken from it and be influenced to join a central community or rural area gang. Two out of every five gang members are under the age of 18, and youth under the age of 18 in gangs is usually higher in small rural cities or in rural communities. Young children or young adults usually join gangs for protection, enjoyment, so called street credit, money, but not clean money, dirty money, or they have been influenced by a friend to join one. People should not be in gangs today, especially our young minded children. Now, the big question that we all should have: how do we prevent our young children or just people in general, like young adults or adults, to not join gangs? Or how do we prevent our young children from joining gangs, especially at a very young age? To prevent our young children from joining gangs, communities in cities or even states have to increase strength in their families and in their school boards. Teaching students teaching students at a young age interpersonal skills will help them will help them see how bad gangs are and why they shouldn't join them. And also train teachers how to correct disruptive students or trouble students, even. But unfortunately, in today's society or in this generation, there are little to no programs that help support reducing gangs among among the young minds of children. The tips that we have to come together as to help our youth to not join gangs is the is to strengthen families, reduce young conflict, increase adult supervisions, especially around school, especially outside of school, reducing school policies, reducing school policies like being expelled or suspensions, provide students with valuable resources that they can use to help to help get a good grade on their assignments like tutoring, teaching students that gangs are very dangerous, and provide training for school resource officers around school. But in today's society, our youth are being even more influenced to join gangs more than ever. When people join a gang, especially a dangerous gang that does criminal activity on a daily basis, your life gets either shortened or it ends very quickly. Especially when you join a gang that has multiple rival gang members, you now have a target on your back, which is not the way you want to live for the rest of your life. Many gang members don't live very long, or they are never, ever off the street. Many gang members are now prime targets, especially for law enforcement and even rival gang members. Many gang members either get killed or get sent to prison for the rest of their lives. And especially our young-minded children should not want to be like those other gang members that get sent to prison or murdered. The last thing we want to see is our young children or young adults even to see their life end right before their life is getting started. Our young adults and our children should stay off the streets. There is no beneficial value whatsoever, whatsoever, of being even associated with a gang or even a part of one. Many young people lose their lives every day, including innocent ones, due to gangs or gang violence. Or they see the rest of their life in prison. Our young generation should stay away from criminal activity altogether, but especially our new generation should not see their life end right as their life is getting started. It seems like gangs are only good for causing trouble among our youth and our community. Gangs seem to cause negativity in many cities or communities, which is not what we're striving for. Our youth should not be influenced by gangs. If anything, they should be influenced not to join them. Gangs cause trouble, which leads to illegal activity or even death, which is the last thing we want our young children and young adults or young generation in general to die at an early age. Young children slash young adults have their whole lives to look forward to and right in front of them, just waiting for them to choose the right path. But joining a gang can end it very, very quickly, which is not what we want in our community. Our new generation is the smartest and has the most potential out of any generation. We don't want our new wise minded individuals that are young and have a promising future to go down the wrong path. My name is Bryson Hennings. I appreciate every single one of you guys or girls, that have watched my TED Talk. Thank you.